So I think we're probably like live or something.
Wait, on Bumble, on the dating app, we're live. We're doing it.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
That's why I came along to do a live dating podcast with you. Well, because we're bridging the community gap between people and other people.
hmm
You seem
hmm
surprised. This is why I signed on to.
Well, I've forgotten all about that. Hi, everybody. We're
Hi,
back.
Doctor Stewart. Oh
It's time.
dear.
It's time for bridges, don't you know?
Part
Part
deux,
two.
which is so inspiring. The first one was fun and what different thoughts we had. We're gonna slowly build its archive of non-Trek, because guess what? There's a lot of non-Trek and a variety of things and bobs.
hmm
And this live,
Health matters.
these bridges have a bit more money behind them. Some of them, or at least
hmm
inflation based. So there might be a few more differences this time. Obviously, you heard earlier in the week, guys. It's the same standing sets tweaked, and it was amazing to see what we did and didn't like. What shifted the boundaries of everyone's personal preference. But this one is a lot more variety, and also we're getting to the era where also you guys know, Stuart knows, but I'm just saying for the audience. They had standing set pieces they could throw in, versus they were building them per movie, only what we needed. So
Yeah.
we'll change the upholstery. That's enough. And it's like now they can say, "Oh, grab this console from 6.5 years ago that we used twice, way," and a new vibe can be born. So this is going to be an interesting one to see. What is kit bash vibes, what is real vibes, and I'll get start sharing.
Do it. 25 of you here, 18 likes. That's awesome, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already. You know the routine. You can help us out by super chatting in your thoughts, just thoughts on the different bridges. Or if we do put a bridge in a tier that you're not happy with, for a $5 super chat, you can bump it up or down. Because this is a community tier list. Like, you guys help contribute to where things should be and break ties between me and Sam and stuff. So that's kind of the fun vibe of it. You have a little bit of power here with your super chats. Plus, honestly, super chats just help support the channel, and we really appreciate that. So if you can, please do so. Don't forget to hit that like button. As I said, I'd like to get up to 30 if possible. Should be no problem at all. So if you haven't hit it now. There's also a join button down there. You can join the channel, and you can join our fleets and be at the end of every video, every edited content video. So check that out as well. Or you can head over to Patreon/Trekyards. It's another way to support us over there. One of the most important things to do, though, honestly, is just make sure you subscribe to the channel. YouTube has a strange history and fascination with unsubscribing people from channels. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel still. Or if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to check the bell icon and click it to all so you don't miss any of our content. We have Saturday releases every week for 9.5 years now. So if you want to make sure you catch our edited content, and also we have a lot of other content when new shows are on and things like that. Plus we do lives during the week. So we're always doing new content. If you don't want to miss any Trekyards goodness, make sure that bell is clicked to all. And hopefully YouTube will notify you. I mean, maybe not, but probably not. But regardless, click the bell icon anyway. It does help the statistics stuff for the channel. So if you can, we'd really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to check out the links down below. There are links to the Teespring and the TeePublic store where you can get yourself some cool Trekyards merch. So go check those out. And we'd like to see you guys wearing some stuff at conventions, because that would be cool. Matthew DeFriedis. So this isn't satirical. Tier. That's funny. No, this is legit, man. We're not satirical here at all.
And the definitive list.
Definitive.
And just the internet has been waiting for this.
And you guys can be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube email us and saying, "Hey guys, thank you for your definitive list on this. We've now put in the Guinness Book of Definitive Lists, and we're ranking up the lists." Yeah, amazing.
All the things he just said.
And more. And yes, if you pick your thoughts, comments, questions, let me do a poll for a second.
Do a poll. Olivia starts us off with $10, which is awesome. Thank you, Olivia. Help bridge the gap between likes and viewers. Hit the thumbs up button. This way you can tell Foley you like him, and Sam that you tolerate him. Oh, you say I'm mean. say I'm mean. I mean, Olivia, in contrast, is...
A special kind of somebody.
You make me look good, Olivia. Thank you.
See, I pay Ray Ricks to be mean to you and us in general. You pay Olivia to make you look less mean, so you be more mean. And every year you keep upping her meanness so you can be more mean in contrast. See, it's a plan. She's your plant.
And Matthew goes on to say, as long as it doesn't become tyrannical. Wow. Anyway, poll is up. USS Voyager bridge or Enterprise E bridge? Ooh, good choice. Good choice.
If you had to pick.
Yes, go
well. Let's kick off, Stuart. Let's see where we're going. And obviously, guys, you have a power. After we determine what we're going to say, you can move things around. $5 for one move slot. And obviously, higher it goes. If you want to dominate an F to an S, that's, I guess, 30, or vice versa. You have the power.
You do.
And exercise it if you feel strongly. Because we love... This is the community list, as you know.
And Terrence Child says, please tell me the bridge of the USS Phoenix is on the list.
Probably.
There you go.
Everything from X Scientifica is there, so.
Perfect. All right. Well, I guess we should just jump into...
Yes! Where are we starting?
Oh, my goodness. We will start... not with that one. Not with that one. This one. I don't know what it is, so... Enterprise E Bridge.
Yes, Stuart. Well done. Now, there are two variants of this bridge. There's one... This looks like the one with the view screen. So, of course, they... Really, it's about colours. Colours defines the two different bridges. And the blue is the Sovereign. So, yes, this is First Contact, and then the Insurrection has a different paint scheme later. So, yeah, the classic original. Yeah, because it's got the big difference as well. They have the consoles next to Riker and Troy. Those little side ones. So this is First Contact. Thoughts on the E? First time we saw it variant.
Oh, I don't remember. I know I didn't like it as much as the Enterprise D bridge. I know that. Just because it seems more open. I liked the horseshoe behind the captain. I liked that idea. I wish they wouldn't have got rid of that. I don't mind. I do like the new color scheme. But it's never really a character in the movies, in my opinion. It's never really shown off that much or that well, and it seems very generic and kind of standard. It doesn't have anything special about it, in my opinion. So,
wow,
those are kind of my thoughts.
That's a mic drop straight from the get go.
Yeah,
it sucks. That's what he says.
Needs more carpet.
It's got a lot of carpet. So it's a strange one because the D looks great on screen. It's both simple, clean, elegant, and busy. At different angles, do different things. This is elegant, busy, bigger, ain't simple. This thing is crammed, but it doesn't feel crammed. Unlike Voyager, which just feels more crammed in a simple way. This feels crammed for crammed sake. Look how many consoles there are. You got the main two, a side two, a back side two, edge side 3 per thing, plus back MSD, plus Troy and Riker. It is crammed. And given that the Enterprise D only needed, 6 for the entire bridge, and this has got 6 just in the middle. ESI Generations, of course, said, of course we need more side consoles. Yeah, you never did. You obviously don't need them. We've had them for 7 years, right? They're purely for accessories. So this is obviously continuing that. But it is too wide. The reason it's too wide, of course, is because the lenses went from being this to being this. So you need to have stuff on the side. So it makes sense. But it is very, very wide. And the front is goddamn empty. Yeah. Nothing is there. And it looks nice from a general perspective. But it is really empty of stuff. It's all... But back view is great. Front view is absolutely lost. That said, I like most of the consoles. I like the curved consoles. I think they're quite nice. I was always kind of shocked how close Data and insert secondary character were at the front. They're literally, touching shoulders. Like going from this nice space of the D crammed is always an odd choice. I'm guessing they wanted shots of Data and Picard. Makes sense, but whatever. But But you look at things like one thing I had was light pillars, right? They got light beams and light pillars. But then you get these steps, you have to walk around, and it's cluttered. It's genuinely quite cluttered, but it does feel like a flagship, right?
It also feels like a tripping hazard waiting to happen.
Yep.
There's so many steps and like
Yep, a lot of steps.
just weird elevations for like no real reason. I did like the fact you pointed out that once they went to widescreen, they went to the wider bridge style. That's quite important.
But all my films are in anamorphic. I just love the format. And the Enterprise D bridge still is great in anamorphic. No issues, right? No problem. I do like a lot because I've got this bridge. I've lit it. It's a fun thing to light. There's a lot of inner floor lighting, a lot of lines, and they're all different hues, and but that creates a wonderful depth on carpet throughout. Because it's sort of lit from the top, sort of, but it's more an internally lit structure. The D is obviously just light. This is far more. I do like the blue, the harsh blue hitting the carpet. It's a nice lighting step, but it's big, busy, complicated, and not homely at all.
And a serious lack of railings.
More steps, less railings.
Yeah.
But I do like it a lot. It is a movie bridge, but it hasn't got its own necessary character. But it's got an overall advanced Starfleet bridge character, if that makes sense. You know?
Yeah. Area 51 throws in $5. Am I alone in feeling the cons and ops stations would be better with more space between them?
I would like it.
I would agree. There's been many times where the captain has had to like walk up to the view screen for a particular reason. But yeah, I think they could be separated a bit, 100%.
But there is a nice little replicator. You can see the lady using it on the bottom left, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Next to the captain. So captain literally's got one in his quarters, his ready room, and then comes out, got one on the wall. But for me, I still like it a lot. It was great to work with them temporarily. I look forward to. It was in several of my films, just not finished yet. I would still give this a solid A, a low A, but I think it's a very, very solid design. But it has got some shortfalls, but solid A minus.
It's funny because I was thinking a strong A personally.
Yeah.
So good job, everybody.
And I've got one film where it's in that 3-month period between launch and uniform swap. So I've got one film where everyone's in Voyager uniform, and that'd be really fun to see this set because there was a time when they had that. So that'd be kind of fun to see out of context the different uniforms on this bridge. So I think it'd be really fun to see the pop of color because obviously when they're grey, the set becomes far more monotone. I'd love to see it with all the different color.
Yeah. New York and Vegas says if TNG had the budget for fancy generic bridges of the week sets, this would be the design. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So let's first one down. Start off with a banger.
Matthew, are we starting on a blank canvas or are we putting them on the list from the date? Nope, this is a whole separate list. Maybe we'll do a best of. Pick the A, S, A, and B later, but that'll be different. Ah, yes, the Titan / Enterprise G. Oh, it's me. Shit. This one's reflective. I mean, talk about noisy and cluttered. This is a good contrast. This is similar in a lot of ways, but why is every single surface reflective metal? Why is every single surface shiny? Instantly, it comes across as being massively busy, or being actually probably less busy.
Yeah.
Every metal surface is black, pretty much, which makes it look. Yes, the color pops in a way that the other one doesn't. Of course, the orange at the back is great. The chairs are phenomenal, but it's very one note in that regard. Just very strange choice for bridge, and it's amazing because there's so many lights in the ceiling. I've got this bridge as well. We lit it. You can really light this bridge bright. Look how many lights there are. If you crank those up another 100, double it, you have a really bright bridge. Well, I did at one point texture it with the carpet and it looked weird because your brain associates it. And it's all built with a certain vibe. But busy and reflective and shiny and dark and very Discovery-like. Especially with those pillars going up into sorts very USS Discovery. I did a comparison yesterday.
It looks like the entrance to a nightclub. Because there's so many lights everywhere, like on the railings and on the stairs. That's just kind of like a fancy nightclub kind of thing.
And it's funny when your brain says, "Wow, there's 500 lights. Why is it so dark though?"
Yeah.
Because lights are there to light. Half the lights don't light, like those lights in the pillars, inside the beams and the handrails, obviously aren't lighting anything. They might light your hand as you go by it, but they're not doing anything, right? They serve no physical purpose. They're just there, and your brain senses that, right?
Yeah. Cosmo says this is what overthinking looks like. Less is more. This is more is less. Yeah, and the other thing that I don't like, I'm sure it's different when you're there in person, but those giant walls of just LCARs just everywhere, and it's just a huge screen. I think it's a little bit overkill. Shiny reflective floors, yeah, like everything you said, it's too dark for some strange reason. And again, I think the captain's chairs and stuff being way so far up, like what, three steps up, is a bit dramatic. Yeah, they're on the level of everybody else, which is fine, except for the helm and operations at the front there. But it seems odd. It seems like a grand staircase to something, and it doesn't have a bridge feel to me. Now, again, I'm sure in person it's awesome, but just it doesn't translate onto screen. And I don't know if the dark bridge with all the lights is because just they're color grading when they were editing. They wanted to tone it down. I don't know. Make it more atmospheric.
I mean, you can make blacks blacker in post.
Yeah.
So you could make there be literally less, because you can see on that right side of the bridge there is pitch black on part of that wall.
Mm-hmm.
But there are lights all around it. All around it is pitch black, like absolute black. It's like, that's kind of hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But it's interesting when you say about the screens. It looks advanced, but also looks noisy. I would have far preferred if it was E-style, 3 batches of consoles, all with neat layout. I think you'd have more flow, more structure. The curved display was already done in Relativity and Dauntless. They forget about that, but they've already done. There were minor curves, but they were curved, right? So this is not like a new thing. And they're leaning in that far and tapping a curve doesn't appeal to me. You'd want crisp, clean, simple boxes where you can tap, tap, tap. That is far more usable and functional to me than big. And also, it's the only consoles. Like, it's weird. Like, it's very strange.
Well, General Grievous makes a good point. It looks like too much like a Star Trek Online bridge, especially with the LCARS wall. Yeah, it looks like we need to fill this wall with something, so we'll just increase the size of this LCARS and slap it on.
Yeah. Well, you can tell they weren't properly scaled, like properly. Like, we had months to design this for that, and obviously you know why it's so big, because the set is significantly bigger than most bridges, is because they were given the directive, we are going to shoot this from 4 or 5 cameras at the same time. So we can't see the cameramen at other angles. And because we use wide lenses, we have to make it as wide as, like, we have to make it bigger to accommodate them, because it saves a lot of shooting time to be able to do less takes and more cameras. That is partially why it's huge, because it is very big. And so the front is huge. So certainly I would take, because I like a lot of the design elements, right? A lot of the design elements are really great. I'd love to see a lot of this sort of taken. Like I said, the chairs I think are phenomenal. I love texturing that with this little hexagon pattern is a really nice pop. I love that. I really quite dig the stupid little. If you look at the 2 side banisters, I quite like the banisters with the lights in them. To be fair, there's a little pylon of like 2 lines of little girder. It's like the most 1970s little shitty girder ever. But I really think it's quaint, right? Like a lot of things here, but I'd make it smaller, simpler. Make it far more canonistic. Would be great.
Yeah. The Ghost Dragon. It's almost the end of the line club from Tron Legacy.
Oh, it is.
Feel.
Oh yeah, you can make this Tron Legacy so easily. Yeah.
It's maybe what I was picturing when I said nightclub, but it just it just feels like you'd go down to the Vegas Strip and walk into a place and this is what you'd see, like a casino or a club.
Yeah, and the fact is every single surface reflects every other surface, so it's just distracting. It looks busy. You don't need that anywhere. For me, I like so many of the small design elements are nice, but overall the package, it has so many weaknesses. I would say a low C to mid C, personally.
Yeah, C is... I'm feeling that.
There's obvious flaws that if they had known, they would have, like, Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
What a hell of a 2 to pull out straight from the get-go. Goodness. Ooh, Defiant. Go for it.
Defiant is small, compact, beautiful.
And also, that's not right. I know this is official one, but that back is wide is
Yeah.
deeper than that. That's not the right scale, which is fine. Just I'm saying that's not the correct scaling for the back, but that's okay.
Yeah, I love the helm and operations. I think it's just probably helm, actually. That's small and curved. It's kind of like Mayweather's, but without the sliding chair because it's curved, which is much nicer. I like the smaller feel of it, being a smaller ship and more of a warship. It feels nice and it looks fantastic on screen. The captain's chair, I love the consoles he's got beside him. Access to a lot more systems than just the little ones that Picard has. So that's a nice touch as well, and the color as well. The striping on the floor is a nice touch. There's just a lot there to like, and it's small, it's compact. I think somebody should build a Defiant bridge. Everybody wants to build a TOS bridge or whatever when they build bridges. This one would be, I think, fairly easy to build compared to even the Enterprise D bridge. So yeah, I think this one's great, and it feels very much like a what it is a battleship or a warship. So it's to the point, and I like each individual station as well. It just when you see it in the show, the camera angles are all fantastic, and it's just nice. Just a nice bridge. So
Yeah, I've done a lot of work on this bridge for Trek shorts, both present and future. It's a really nice little bridge. It's filled with displays, and yet there's a lot of separation between all different consoles that doesn't make it feel just wall to wall. And I always love you kind of feel a curve with these sets, but really they're flat displays with a beam in the middle that kind of lets you angle them slightly and make it, I love that. It's such a wonderful trick to hide seams. View screen's a bit small, but that fits in well. Love the helm, beautiful curve, beautiful. Love, like I said, the 2 side consoles for Cisco. When you look at them, there's a lot less actual work surface than you think. There's a lot of like the white lines of LCARs to fill up space on those, but that's not a problem. The doors, I love the back zone to see the MSDs and all the different consoles is nice. I have one pet peeve with this bridge because you don't know until you start doing shots. This bridge is very much designed to work in certain angles and only certain angles. And obviously, a real bridge, you can't shoot through the wall, so I can if I turn the wall off and shoot through it. You know, I can. So you know, but if you want to shoot like a side view of an actor, you're just going to see a wall or just a console. There's some very dull angles because the camera, like, if you want this shot of the person, well, you're only going to get like that. There's a lot of limiting angles to this if you want to see their face, because if you look at DS9, for them, well, 99% of the time, you sort of saw them at the console and you just heard them talking. Obviously, like, so you can't do the classic close-ups because they have to either turn or get kind of weird side but not. So there's a few angles I was trying to get with Emma and Nim. I was like, I can't physically do that angle. You just can't, and make it look nice, right? So it's an interesting bridge, but the classic ones look great, and it's familiar yet different. And yeah, I love the striping. That was a great shout out. And this is not the best picture of it. The bridge is nicer than this picture implies.
yeah. And Sean says it's clear to see where the inspiration for the XO1 bridge came from.
Yeah, as I said yesterday, it's the same soundstage set they then gutted and put back. It's great, but entirely different.
Yeah,
I mean, it's amazingly different.
I would dare to say that this one might be an S for me. I do really like the compact nature of it. It's designed to do what it does. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to be grand. It's not supposed to be, it's compact. It's to the point, and the captain's close to every console. You can see everything. It's very much a good captain's bridge. So,
well, you say that, but the people block view of a lot of their displays.
That's true. That is true.
And you can't see helm at all. Not you need to, but I'm just noting. And tactical can't look at the view screen. They have to use consoles only. Like Worf, he gets a look. E gets a look. Tactical is just like, I've got to stay focused. Only helm can ever see the view screen. I want to give this a confident A, but for me, it's a tad too simple if you break it down, like what the elements are, to get that creme de la creme, but it's a solid A. It's just not, you know, I want to save the S spot for me personally for the creme de la creme. This is top tier, but not quite creme de la creme. Although it is very good. That'd be my vote.
All right, I'll agree. General Grievous says high A. Maybe it's definitely not an S. Yeah, I can see that. I can see your points made. Yeah, okay.
It's really good, but it's missing that little bit of a bonus magic. I don't think you could even add to it because it's not that complicated a set. But yeah, I really do like it. Okay. It's amazing how A feels like a demotion, but it really isn't.
No, A's fantastic stuff. So next up we got Call to Arms.
Now, which
Call to Duty.
This is because I have all my notes. This is the Hathaway. No, it's not. Goddamn, wrong beam color. Oh, so many beams.
There's a few different versions of this set, so.
It's the Battle Bridge version 2. Okay, so this is the Best of Both Worlds Battle Bridge. Okay. Which, in fairness, it doesn't look like the Sea Bridge, even though you can see the side wall and the front.
Yeah.
But they've done different stepping, so all credit to them. Okay. Battle Bridge 2.
Yeah. Very simple and very to the point. Again, I really like that aspect for a bridge. It doesn't have to be garish like the Titan Bridge. But yeah, this is designed for emergencies, for the secondary hull, or for battle, essentially, because that was supposed to be the battle section, the Cobra head, right? So not a lot of luxuries as far as chairs for other stations go, which is fine for that era. I mean, everybody's standing on the bridge anyway, except for when you have to pull it as seated at science. But yeah, and it's still got a previous generation feel to it. It feels like movie era for sure, with a lot of the black displays. So it's kind of an odd choice, honestly, but I love the way how minimal it was used. It would have been cool to see it a few more times during the course of the series, but you know, I love that there's also a dedicated turbulent shaft right down to it from the bridge. Like, that's just fantastic. So, but yeah, it's nice, and it's a good redress set for many different things, which they in fact did. So,
but this one, and we're going to look at a lot of this setup. Obviously, taking this site as being, but Scientifica, right? Like they're the bomb. But we're taking this as this gospel. There's a bit of interpretation here. Already, I knew the Defiant was wrong because I've built a Defiant. I haven't built this yet, so I don't know. But we'll take this one at red. This one's kind of charming, actually. And we're going to see, like I said, a lot of variation. But this does have an Enterprise D feel, even though it isn't. Because it has that back console, mimicking Worf a little bit. And so the displays are primarily at the back wall. So it actually maintains kind of Enterprise D vibe. And the way the back step thing is kind of a horseshoe vibe. So it's actually a nice, which would make sense, right? It's a thematic continuation of the D style. I do get that from this, and I appreciate that. I like the red railing. I think it always works. I like the fact the back wall is not, like I said, the Enterprise C one, which they at this point would have used already. Is Enterprises before Best of Both Worlds or after?
Before, I think.
Yeah, I thought before. So I kind of like the back wall, although you can kind of see on this picture, assuming it's correct, the top left, there's a seam that doesn't quite connect. Because they might have built a custom back wall piece for this episode, because obviously, they're in it for part of the episode, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I like the beams, very old school, very minimal displays, because everybody's focused on their panels. You don't need exterior data so much, it's focused. I quite like it. Is it amazing? No. Is it interesting? Not particularly, but it actually works. And I think you could hero this up without too much effort. You know, that curved wall, if it's curved, you could add full consoles, make it all big and filled, and add some more carver. Yeah, you can make it hero without too much effort. I'm happy to give this a gentle B. A low B, but a gentle B.
And Olivia throws in $5. Defiant Bridge to A, please. This is the first bridge that feels that people work here and not just set for a TV show.
Yeah.
It's already an A, but okay.
That's a good shout.
Thank you, Olivia.
And this one I always really liked. I'm sure you have a similar vibe of the old CD captain's chair. where you could
Yeah.
go on bridges.
Yeah.
This was a really good one because it's so small that the limited resolution of the pictures they had, you actually saw more. All the consoles are wherever they put the camera, the consoles are closer to, so you just felt more alive. This set, for me anyway, I always remember this, and like the Cisco or whoever, I think it was Cisco, talking on the set was fun. So yeah, that was always a fun for to find.
Yeah. All right. So,
guys, yeah, super thoughts and questions.
Absolutely.
Okay, so yesterday's was.
Oh, I didn't read Matthew Lebner's $5. Happy Friday, everyone.
Yes, join us for Sunday where we are drunk, yardsing.
Yes, 64 of you here, which is awesome. Make sure you join us for Sunday. And hit the like button. I want to get to 50 likes. Should be no problem.
At least. Yes.
All right. Next up is this one.
Which is Balbridge Mark 1. You can see
Is it though?
Yeah, I already checked when you...
Why has it got a window?
Oh, that's the view screen. It's more clearly the Balbridge. So as you can see, this is... The walls are slightly more Enterprise C-like with that curve at the front.
Yeah.
And those two side consoles are a little bit different. And actually the back console is also bigger. Yeah, if you look between the two, that one's a small console, this is a big console. So this is from the pilot when they presumably would have had more direct elements from the A. So it's mildly different, right? So re-set up after years. Yeah, the floor's different according to this a little bit. Subtle differences. It's been 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see the original one had the red railings again, which was a real callback to TOS.
Yeah. And the different ratings too. It's just a different back piece. I think I like the second one more. Just overall, something about it just kind of clicks better for me.
No, I agree. It's more refined.
So on that note, I'm going to give this a C just for some contrast. Like, why is the left wall literally nothing? Because they were shot that way. Fair enough. Because this one, how much is their battle bridge in the pilot? I mean, that sort of thing. I said, right, we need a battle bridge. How many dollars do you have? You have a set in a day and $50. Right. But you can't cut enough because we need to use it 2 weeks from now. Oh, God. It has, let's assume it's more like that. It's barely in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it has been placed. And we got Area 51 who says, with $5, Battle Bridge. This is the bridge Worf sneaks down to when he wants to pretend to fire torpedoes for one, instead of being told no all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. When he vents his, I must fire. Damn it, let me fire. Love it. Love it. Matthew, Sundays are Drunkyards. Alright, where you go next for us? In the pantheon that is Star Trek bridges. Cerritos.
Yeah, this one seems very boxy, which is weird because it's an animated show, and it feels almost like they could do more specialist stuff with this because it's animated, but it feels very much like a set that would be in a fan film because it feels very square.
Feels very makeable.
Yeah, and the way they kind of laid it out as well. Yeah. No real railings necessarily, but and the captain's chair and the first officer's chair and stuff are just side by side. There's no, cantering in of the other two chairs or anything like that. I do like the big, not horseshoe, but the big tactical area behind them. I like the way that's constructed, and even the displays behind it are nice as well. I like the displays on the side of this bridge. I like side bridge displays. But yeah, and also it's a really interesting design they have on the carpet there as well. It just kind of adds a nice visual pop to it. So, and the colors are great. I mean, we've seen different colored versions of this because there are different ones for different Cerritos or California class ships. So, yeah, it's kind of a nice bridge. And we also got the view screen that blows out, and you can actually use it as a window, which is a nice touch. So,
yeah, let's know what you think of this bridge in the comments right now, because it's the first one that's been animated, but hero animated. This one always gives me slight pause for thought, because am I meant to take this literally or translate it in my brain? Right?
Yeah.
Because those chairs are horrendous. You know what I mean? They're clearly 5 times more square than they would actually be. So, by that logic, is the entire set squared off when it would actually be curved? Or is it, if it's meant to be like this, then what the hell are they doing, right? So that's the question. Where should I take perspective-wise? Am I translating it into what it should look like, or is it actually what it is? What do you want me to approach it on?
As it is, because I don't think they would
do
that. You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't leave it up to your imagination.
Because that's the thing. If I do this in a fan film, am I swapping these Enterprise D chairs or C chairs? You know, chairs that would be used. It's not on new ships; they'd be old chairs, etc. So overall design, it is. I like the way you said fan film. It's a very makeable fan film bridge. It's actually better than it has any right to be, in the sense of it's a good balance of new and old ideas in a simple way, and it helps it's not actually meant to be a hero ship. I like the fact that it's got a shitty little ramp. That's a shitty little ramp. It's a lo-fi, you know, it feels cheap and simple, but that works well. The 3 chairs, lo-fi again, a little bit different, that's good. I like the crap horseshoe. Again, it's symbolically what it needs to be, but shittier, and it works. I really like the little pillars at the sides. Not Enterprise D had, so they again feel lo-fi. But the giant L cars, keeping it modern and yet keeping it basic. Good balance.
Well, you know what this feels like? Sorry to interrupt you. It feels like somebody, like a fan film creator, wanted to make the Enterprise D bridge. This feels like the one TNG porno that has been edited down into a fan film version without this. It's exactly what this set feels like. Because
hard edges are easy to build. That's very, very true. But I do like the fact that we've got lots of display L cars, if not console L cars. Because I don't see people at the sides working them often, but you can say, you know, send data to readout 6, and Captain can look over and see a data. That's actually quite useful, right? More useful than Picard in a lot of ways, which I like. The front 2 consoles are just the Discovery consoles, I guess. Like, stylistically, they feel very overly long, they don't quite work. Lots of random plating on the walls and ceiling to have colour. It's odd. It's monotone and both. It's a weird one, right? It's stylistic. I wonder how I'd do it if I was redesigning it for a fan film, like to actually flesh it out. I think it'd be better probably as a real full bridge with all those, you know. But then would you add the curves back in, you know, etc. So it would look odd otherwise. And I know the L cars are all off scale, because those back L cars are horrendously large for where they are. Which looks silly to me. But yeah.
Well, Ray Rick's 2 pounds. It's an IKEA bridge for the Cali class. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, I like it better than the Titan bridge. I got to say that. But I don't know if it deserves a B. I was thinking C initially, but like, I like the Titan bridge for other reasons. And I'm sure that once you're on the set, it's a totally different experience than just seeing it on screen. But
I would agree, a high C.
Mm-hmm.
It's missing something, and it's clearly looking like a low budget D bridge, because it's a low budget D ship. That's sort of the joke, which is successful. But you know,
All right. Well, we'll put it at, what did we say? C?
Yep.
Yeah.
But high C.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, let's continue our foray into animated bridges.
Oh, yes.
With the Titan.
Yes.
Wow,
that's sigh. Start with a sigh.
Yeah, same kind of feel. Like, I like the color palette on this one a lot better. The darker tones, I think, feels better, and the blue L-cars. But the chairs, as I just mentioned, instead of being lined up straight, they are like leaned in. Like, this is Riker's command. It's got to be a good one. The horseshoe at the back is very much the same. It's just solid. You can't see legs through it like you can with the horseshoe. But I do, speaking of horseshoes, I do like the shape of the front 2 consoles being totally wrapping around the person. That's really kind of neat to have access like that, you know. So that's a nice touch. Yeah, but other than that, I just really like the color palette. The darker colors, I think, really work, and it feels like a higher end bridge than the Cali class, like hands down. So, yeah, I think it's a nice addition. I don't think it's as nice as the Titan bridge should be, though. I think the Titan bridge should be a little bit something more special than what this is, but you know, that's kind of my mindset.
Yeah, it's a hybrid of, it's just California class but with a proper pass. Like, it feels more real. It has better texturing, it has more detail. Yes, it's a lot of it stolen from the E, right? There's just E consoles, the chairs are, but everything has a more high-end feel, which is great, but being still very simple. And it does have a little bit of the Swanjo feel, I believe, from his sketch, but it is still that lo-fi vibe. But it shows more of what the design, the lineage can look like if it's not, you know, the Cali class, because it's trying, and it shows how much worse that looks in contrast. It's trying to look worse. This, they're trying to add that sleekness to it. I mean, even the chairs are more curved. There's bevels to the edges, right? But yeah, the horseshoe is weird. It should have been different and better. I know it's just a wood texture version of the Cali, but no, it should have been a hole through it, or a light, or something just to give it a bit more pop, because it's oddly flat. But yes, I would say this is a nicer bridge than the California, because it's more canon feeling. So one higher than Cali, I would probably say, and obviously where
yeah, I was thinking B.
I would still say low B though. I wouldn't give it too much credit, but yeah.
Again, envisioned in real life could be interesting. Might be a different take on it then. But Matthew Lebner, $5. This bridge looks way too compact, almost like a battle bridge. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It does feel like a battle bridge.
Because you can tell they clearly didn't build the sides, which is fine, right? They used the angles they used, and absolutely fine. It was a nice thing to see. It didn't need to be too much more than that, etc. So yeah, and like that's why it's fun when we're going to look at the Excelsior variant, the Urbina. Again, how they utilize the actual the art design in a more hero way, how that translates in, because it's going to feel different, right? So I quite like, this is their first foray into that, and once again shows how, you know, not lackluster of course, but Cali looks the way it does for a reason, right? So yeah,
100%.
Interesting. Okay, where are we going next in our foray into the universe?
One of your favorites, I'm sure.
Haha, Relativity. It is Federation, but not Starfleet. It's a time agency. It's a tremendous big old set. Being a bridge is kind of an interesting concept, because it kind of is a bridge, but also it's clear command center. It's a staging platform. It's got the front consoles of a bridge, the view screen, yes, but then all the workstations, transporter. It's more functional. It's more, you know, command centery. But I love the giant L cars at the giant view screen, which had to be two different pieces of glass, because they couldn't have a projector that was, the glass wasn't big enough. They'd have two sets of glass to have a thing that wide, so it had to be advanced. So if you look, there's actually a slight seam in the picture, which is fun. The displays are curved. I really like the front tappy console. Still using Excelsior chairs. 800 years later. Love the transporter. I think it's really nice. It's probably just part of like the astrometric set or whatever, or the science set. I really like the back consoles with the glowing, you can't see them here, but they're the ones facing us with the little lights that go up and around, that go bloop, 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 bloop. Like, just nice console with great displays. And it's a big set, you know, it feels like an office in a good way. Nice, comfortable, a lot of carpet. I like it. You know, it's very unique, and they clearly built it from scratch, because this is not anything else. You know. And you're muted.
Jay Locomotive Productions asks, are we going to be doing yesterday's Enterprise Alt Bridge?
Is there a
not sure if it's in here. I'm not sure. Anyway, This bridge is quite unique because it is a unique ship. It is a unique agency, and it is in the future. And you said the Excelsior chairs from 800 years ago. They're brand new, man. They went back in time 800 years and went to the factory, scooped them up, and like, we like these chairs. So that's what happened.
There is a certain wonderfulness when you build as many 3D bridges as we do. Excelsior Bridge! Boom! There we go. All the bridges, all the sets you can start reusing like they did. And it's tremendously useful when you build stuff.
Yeah. No, I like this layout, especially for the specific nature of their mission. The fact that there's a transporter on the bridge is really great and makes a lot of sense because it is a command center for a temporal mission, essentially. So everything's there. It's a unique look, and I think it's fantastic. I do love this bridge. In the grand scheme of all of the bridges, it's unique. It stands out, but for a reason, and I kind of like that. And
it's got some flair, but not in a showy-offy way. You know, everything's original, everything's custom, but it's not
overdone.
Trying too hard. It's got that tremendous sleekness of Voyager. For me, it's gonna be either a high B or a low A, because it feels like a form and function bridge. I'm negotiable either way. It doesn't feel hero, but it's not meant to, right? Where are you vibing? Because I could be judged on either. Or should we let it to the fans, maybe what you say?
Well, we should probably let them decide, because I'm kind of torn between A and B myself, personally.
Yep.
Because it's kind of hovering that line.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yep.
This would be great for like an archaeologist ship or something, like a small ship, kind of got everything you need on your bridge module, because you got your transporter and stuff right there. I kind of like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the unique nature of their mission would maybe bump it up to an A for me personally. But I kind of want to hear what you guys have to say. So
this is up to you guys. Super chat your thoughts, guys. I'd love to.
Ray Ricks, £5. I really like the relativity. This bridge, at least an A. Well, there's our answer right there.
Okay. Unless people want to counter away. Well, just let us know what you think. Put your vote in now. I'd love to know what you guys think.
Yeah. Well, we had some good last minute additions here, but I think we'll still pull from the back for a bit.
It's one of those ones where they obviously looked at the script and said, we're spending about half the episode on the set. We've got half a budget and everything else is a bowl show. We can properly build a set. And it's like, yes, it's like Dauntless. It's a full, original, cool set because they had the budget. It's great.
Is a Generations bridge in here? Do you remember?
I would assume so.
Okay. Well, you look.
Ex-Scientifica. Oh, yes. This is the one that is the Cisco bridge where his wife gets killed, I believe. Otherwise known as the Saratoga. It's amazing when you start comparing them, like what they stole from other things, because that's clearly the Battle Bridge front. But the back is all new and original, except it's also Excelsior, but also not. It's weird. What do you think, Stuart? It's weird.
It is weird, because Saratoga was a Miranda class, or Miranda style vehicle. It looks good on screen. The thing that I always think of when I think of this scene, though, is Martok as a Vulcan captain. It seems very serviceable. I like it. I don't know what else to say. I wish there was more to the front, though, like, because you're thinking of bridges from that class of ship in that era, and this just doesn't come to mind. It's obviously a new module that they've slipped in, but
this is a strange one as well, because it's like the Odyssey in DS9 where they only shoot from so many angles because there's no real bridge. This, I only remember it from the destroyed part of the episode where they're all blowing up and such. And in fact, yesterday, happenstance, I was scrolling for something else, and I saw this bridge again when he's talking to the prophets, and they use the set in a way that they're actually using wide shots. I would never know what it looked like until yesterday when I looked at it. I reminded myself about that part of the episode, because in the first bit it's not there to look and embrace, it's there for the action. So I actually like it more having re-seen it in that scene. Weird timing. So I kind of like the back consoles. It's filled. Clearly they're just Excelsior consoles, right? that they've obviously moved and shifted, which is tremendous. They can do that, but it does give a whole new weird vibe. It's a wall of curved walls. Okay, cool. The consoles are weird. Having all those structural leg beams looks super out of place for a future bridge from the 2400s or 2370s, whatever. But it gives some character. The tri-steps are weird, but actually kind of suit it in an odd way. It's kind of flow to it. And there's grilling on the side for no reason whatsoever. I like it. It looks more original than it needs to look, so I appreciate that. But also, it's still a what have we got in the kitchen sink, or have we got in the back, the back lot. But I appreciate that they are changing as it seems to be. They do keep changing the steps, which implies they say, hey, yeah, we can build new steps. It's absolutely fine. So that's we're learning they can just do that. I don't know when he's back with audio.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I kind of want to put it in the B category because I do like it.
Yeah, it has a more characterfulness that gets me a low B. Benefits from being a real set, right? I like it more than I like it more than everything in B. It wins out on B, I think. Yeah, I like the back wall. It's interesting. Yeah, and Great Nemesis I know it doesn't flow well, but that's the fun of it. It doesn't flow well.
Yeah,
that's the kind of the point, I think.
TB throws in $5. Would it not make sense to be a station more than a ship, considering it can send anywhere and when?
Relativity.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a mini station, I guess. Sure.
Well, it's an outpost. It's a moving. Yeah. It's hard to say what that ship isn't.
Moving research center.
yeah, because the fact is we didn't even see it ever do anything itself. It just beamed. Like, that's all you need. If it ever gets in on a situation, you're in trouble, right? Because they've got the small ships and the beam ability.
The other thing I don't think I saw here when I was going through them, I just want to get out ahead of it, is the Prometheus bridge.
I was also thinking that, but I noticed that. Yep. Well, I mean, I've got reference shots.
Okay. Then it will be here. Just okay. Next up, we've got.
Where are we going? Raven. Yes.
Yes.
I guess this is me. We did see it in Lower Decks, and they did a very good replica. I find this one quite charming. Actually, it's wholly original. I like the curve. Very nice console. Obviously, the set's only in close-ups. Seriously, that's the whole episode. Because, so I like when you see both the Hansons working together. It has a vibe. Again, Excelsior chairs, love it. And now we're going through them. Clearly, Excelsior walls they've put as the consoles. That's great. Vibing to the Excelsior as well to have those two back doors, but it just feels like there's no like deck one with turbo lift. This is just the front of a section on the ship, and then there's corridors to other rooms and whatever. It's even more defiant than defiant, right? How can we compress even further down and yet include everything? Tick. Like, it's so simple but so efficient and effective and classy Voyager simplicity, but nice. I really like it.
It also has the vibe of a science vessel and a lab, which I think is very much kind of the point. I like that center station, which is basically like the main station that you would be drawing the ship from. I think that's fantastic, and also the access to the bridge at the back is a nice touch, not only from a turbo lift but from like a hallway, because the ship is long, right? It's not so.
And I assume those are two corridor doors either side as well?
Possibly.
There are lines that imply doors, which I'd be fine with. Phalanxis. Yeah, it's a elegantly sleek design that shows sometimes simplicity works well. Yeah. We saw more
of it in Lower Decks as well.
It really did. More than the actual show itself. No lighting beams or pillars they could have done or utilized. Just simple. But of course, simplicity can only get you so far, right? I think if it had a captain's chair and a forward console from the D, it would be crap. And I know that's such a small difference, but this is an intentionality of design choice to have a curved with a curved. Yeah, it feels a certain way.
Blue side up makes a good point. There's no captain's chair, and you don't miss it here. Yeah, exactly.
Yep, exactly. I want to give it a reasonably confident B.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking B also. Also, the colors are really nice.
Yeah.
Not overblown, not underdone either. It's kind of a nice.
It's warm and chill, as it should be, you know. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Voyager, man. Voyager, I know I'm biased as all hell, but Voyager kept nailing designs.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
And yeah, sure, nice reuse the Pasteur helm, indeed.
All right.
I believe this is Stargazer. Let me check.
Yeah, I think it would be
my gut on this. As if our brains didn't know every set. Stargazer, yes. So this is actually a redress of the
Battle Bridge.
Yeah, well, I guess I was going to say the A, but yeah, the two side doors are clearly.
Yeah. Yeah, this one is kind of special to me. I like the feel of it because it's got that movie era look, which I like. I like the seats. I like the front helm console, and all of the displays are quite nicely done. And again, not much room for sitting on this bridge. It's just get your job done. There's a nice mix of TNG era with movie era because you got that console in the back with the very TNG style support for it. And yeah, it's simple, but it's nice. And I really love the color scheme of it. Those black displays with the green and blue is just beautiful. So this one has a special place in my heart, and I love it. So
yeah, it's amazing how just changing the angle, shifting it a bit. Oh wow, it's a different set. Well, it isn't, but by changing perspective, it does help. Yeah, it's very much more literal of a. Now we've got TMP parts back in the set. Because we do. Because that's what they did. And that's absolutely fine, right? It instantly sets it back in a good way. I think the front console works really well in this, structurally. I think that's a really nice addition. Gives that really classic feel. The fact that the captain's chair is just shoved into the floor on a step line amuses me for some reason. It's missing consoles, of course. For a ship that we know in the universe is meant to be a long-range science vessel, the fact there's nothing going on display-wise is weird, but budget and time. I think if this is truly a Constellation-class bridge properly, they would certainly not do this.
Yeah, I wish it was more like the Enterprise bridge, like a round bridge, you know?
Or just back wall consoles. Just, you know, if they were to take apart the Excelsior whatever bridge consoles and put them wall to wall and then the pillars and the two doors, you know, it could have actually given it more of a pop. But they didn't exist yet, they couldn't move them. So it's definitely lacking for what it is. I like it in the episode a lot. It has that lovely retro feel, but it's now in this contrast, it is severely lacking for the mission purpose of the ship. Now, of course, maybe at this point in the timeline, Constellations are super not cream of the crop. And why would you send a 60-year-old ship to the long-range mission of newer ships? Therefore, it could be retrofitted with shittier bridges, right? So we don't know what a launch version is, so it's hard to judge for that.
Yeah.
But it certainly feels lo-fi, not a prestigious assignment. And talk about upgrade for Picard, you know.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think, Stuart?
I
think it's the most we're going to put a few things from other movies in so far that we've seen.
For personal bias, I'd put it at a B, but I think realistically it should be at a C.
I think we should Stargazer together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I like it, but it would take so little to make it a B for me. So little. Yeah. But I think it's yeah.
All right, there it is.
High C.
Yeah.
I like it more than the Cerritos Bridge. And I think the front console vibe is better than the Battle Bridge 1. But they all shift in what they have going with them, right?
All right, let's go with this one. Dun dun dun.
Prometheus! I guess it's me again. This is a funnier one. It feels so damn original in the series, but it's the Nova Bridge, painted white,
Yeah.
and then making the front console wider and broader and making its giant stupid steps at the middle, which is great because look, like tiny little step. It's it's an odd bridge, but you know what? It fits goddamn well with the Prometheus. Clean, sterile in a sense, but like absolute pristine. They haven't even picked a paint scheme yet. Like the sleekest of the sleek, yet being entirely familiar, entirely whatever. It had a good vibe in the episode. It's bright, it's clean. I really like the trench with it's big, it's broad, it's open. Yeah.
You kind of pointed out all the things I want to talk about.
Well,
it being nice and bright, new, and it just looks nice. That trench area, that front helm station, the way that's incorporated in, beautiful touch. It's a very, very nice aesthetic. Although if somebody's up in front of you, standing, looking at the view screen, you're going to get a nice shot of their butt because it's it is pretty high. There's a lot of steps up to that captain's chair, but I kind of like it. I like that pit feel. And again, using the Excelsior chairs, they got a lot of mileage on those. So
yeah, it just feels fresh for what is ostensibly a cleaned up Equinox bridge.
Yeah,
and it feels great in the episode for various reasons. We've never seen a white bridge before. So obviously, good episode feel. I think something about having properly clean white, all the Elcar's colors really pop and add a warmth. They're kind of like the clean slate colors. Then it all works together. I never quite understood the Equinox. You can see these shots by the MSD. There's pillars with little lines in, like they're just hull slits. They're in obviously Prometheus in this as well. It's like, okay, sure, that adds something, but it does add something.
Yeah. No, this one I like. This one I'm tempted to actually put out an A.
And if we're looking at like, because we got to look at them as well by themselves, right? Being, last time there was 5 Kibash of the same thing. They're gonna have different vibes. I would be, again, I think between B and an A. I think for what it does it very well. But it's also a kit bash in a sense for B. So guys, I think this is up to you again. Super chat your thought.
Yeah, for Super Chat can clinch it. A or B. I think it's a low A, but I think it's still an A. It's a bridge. When I look at it, I'm like, would I want to be the captain? And yes.
Yeah. Well, you'd feel very like king of your castle in it, but not in an aggressive way. Like, it's like, I'm here, everyone's working well, clean office.
Yeah.
Vibe.
And you got a nice view down to the helm and consoles and stuff. Like, yeah.
And Gorgonzola points out, and I always get these things mixed around because I associate Prometheus being later, but it was actually Equinox, Prometheus before Equinox. So this was leftover from films. They modified and then they gutted it for Equinox, and then the front console becomes Dauntless.
So we got a C, we got a B, we got a low A from General Grievous, a B. Yeah, this one's causing some problems. So
Super Chat gets it.
Keep voting or Super Chat, yeah.
Cosmo, wasn't the TMP bridge white? It was cream. It was cream and grey. It wasn't clean white. Even though you think it is, it wasn't from yesterday, from what I recall.
No, it wasn't quite, but it definitely came across that way on screen.
Yeah. So. Guys, first Super Chat. And you can place it not where we want. We're just both saying we would either A or B it.
Yeah.
So if this was the first one, did Excelsior have those line slit pillars? I don't think they did.
No.
I mean, we have
let me go see. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. I found it right away.
It's so distinct here.
Right there. There you go.
No, they're different. Okay. Okay, so they made custom pillars.
Yeah, there are like holes in them, but they're like
can you put these side by side? Because this is no, you can put the B up. Sorry, because the B would be the what? Yeah, B would be first. B would be what it taken from. How much did they actually change it? Oh yeah, no, they yeah. Okay.
Order ring to front. There we go.
Yeah, whole new pillars. Which is funny. The curved, sexy pillars became angular pillars. Yeah. No, they added more consoles. Yeah, it's yeah, it is not the same bridge.
Yeah.
It
Well,
is.
General Grievous solved the issue with a $2 super chat and says A.
Right.
Okay, so we'll slide it in A for now, and we'll see how it sits later.
And it's not even my personal bias of Prometheus. I just think it's a nice bridge.
Yeah.
It is,
yeah,
Matthew. But hey, if you want to outdo him, this is.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not to move it up a tier or down a tier. It's to lock it in. So $2 is fine to lock it in. Yeah. I was going to say I wanted to give it lower because I know Prometheus is one of Sam's favorite ships, and I didn't want to give him the satisfaction. But when we started talking about it, I'm like, this is an A for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And people are mentioning that this probably then this would have been the flashback bridge, logically, because we know that was a shittier Excelsior. I think that was actually made fully custom, so that probably why they're different is probably why this comes from that, which is why it's not super identical to the B, because that was torn down probably, and this was that. Interesting. Guys, it's such a lineage, isn't it? As requested by the fans.
Yesterday's Enterprise. You know what? I love this bridge. We didn't see enough of it, but the blue lighting up above, fantastic. Even when you play Bridge Crew, to have that blue lighting come up when your hull's down to under 10%. It's a bit of a shame your hull's down to under 10%, but the blue lighting and the darker bridge makes a much better look, in my opinion. There are some strange things going on here, like the helm and stuff are so way the far away from the captain. And the addition of all those steps is odd, to say the least. I just don't know why the helm station is so far forward. I do like the addition of the two standing ones behind there. And, of course, the side panels are not overdone. They're not like the Generations refit where it's like the chair up there. And it's weird the way they incorporated it, but I kind of like it. And the oddness of the lighting and the cubby hole, the cubby space underneath those two sections beside the stairs is just weird. Put something in there or don't, or cover it up, but that's just an odd choice in my opinion. But Captain Picard's chair being higher and there being two people at the tactical station, one on each side, I like that aspect as well. This is more of a warship, and it shows. And even the changes to the rear displays, it's just something about this I like this one. Oh, Fist Rockbone, $5. Prometheus Bridge in A. Already is.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Tremendous. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously not Starfire. This is its own thing. Cool. Yeah. Blue is hella dynamic. I mean, talk about dark bridges. Stargazer, eat your heart out. Right? Yeah, and the fact they could just obviously this is one of several versions of an alternate bridge they did. Yeah, I agree. The small displays in the side, I think I like better in general than the Generations bridge. That's more functional, but it gives you a sense of where have they been for 7 years. This feels like Picard said, "I want to see more. Put monitors places." Okay. Easy, right? It's a nice little... Or there's panels you can just replace the blinkies. Like, there's more of a simpleness here. Yeah, the steps are obnoxious to me. In general, like, the D is so elegant. This is the reverse of elegance.
Yes. What's the point, though?
It will, indeed.
It's a battleship.
Indeed. But I do really like a lot, and they focus it. They realize we have this ability, we're going to do it. Having the horseshoe on the same level as the captain allowed Riker to jump over and do a whole thing. That became a moment because now it's no longer a giant thing. So that instantly gave you a really unique silhouette or unique shot of Picard with all the displays behind him. That's great. But it's not as good as the D bridge, right? Like, they got it, they nailed it in one for me. This is an inferior, cool alternate, right? But it's inferior to me for all the reasons
I wouldn't call it inferior. I like this variation personally, but
It's like when you get perfection, by definition, everything's inferior. Not in a mean way, just, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
okay. So I want to put this at an A.
I wish it was brighter. I mean, honestly, I wish I could
Jesus.
see it more.
You know me with dark bridges. I like the lighting better.
I would say B, but it is also not. But I do really like the back view with Picard, so I'll say A or B. I think fans should decide. So if hey, put as an A, feel free. It certainly has more of a tactical feel. I do like that. Yeah, you guys decide. And I will find the what's it called, the Future Perfect.
Yeah, it feels a bit cluttered with the railings. Yes and no. I just wish they would have done something different with the front of it. Like, get rid of the stairs, have it all be one level, and have keep the railings there, sure. Put the helm station and stuff back a little further. So you got like the standing station, and then right in front of it, with the chair in between, is the helm station. I think would have been better. It just seems there's so much wasted space here.
And obviously we didn't see every angle, so I have no idea if this is actually accurate. I don't remember them being on tube steps at the front with lights down below. This is obviously a game render that they did, which is a tremendous game, but I have no memory of any of that. But we never saw it, right? Like, but I guess if at the level they must be on some sort of step, but no idea. What do you guys think? A, B, or S? If you absolutely love it, super chat now. Your thoughts?
We got A plus, B, super A tier, B plus, and A. A lot of A's and a B plus and one B.
Well, as always, first super chat clenches it. I actually wouldn't mind if they just hanged a lantern on the fact that it's totally a different bridge, totally, and had everything close to Picard, so everything was truncated to be smaller, as if there's a lot less front of the bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if they, I mean, it's heavy, I'm sure. Imagine if rather than tactical consoles, imagine if Data and like Wesley, whatever, had been on the podiums instead, so everyone's on the same level, as if it was a flat bridge, which entirely would change the vibe, right?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, and just like, the bridge is half as big. It's like, well, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Because you could argue that Picard, a captain doesn't want to be distracted by anything. Therefore, having anybody in front of him moving would be distracting. So you could argue now on the sides that,
Ray Ricks, £5, throws it in A tier. My man. Wait a minute. He's the one that was picking on me yesterday.
And Stuart, we were asked, should we include the Norway Bridge from the Squadron fan film?
I don't know, should we?
Do you want to include a full original bridge design for a fan film? It's a good bridge, so.
I think that's opening up a whole new can of worms, which should be a separate video.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm sure there's a lot of fan film design bridges that could probably be done. No.
Not really. Because no one builds bridges. I mean,
Oh,
there's a couple of CG
few.
bridges, but there's not.
No, not CG ones. There are some that are built like odd. I don't know.
I mean, there's A Defiant, A TOS. This one, kind of a hybrid Defiant. There's not many.
There are a few other ones too, that are done in somebody's garage or something that you can tell.
Oh, you mean so more set, not necessarily a bridge. Yeah, there's like a shuttle set, I suppose. I wouldn't call it a bridge, but yes.
No, not a shuttle set. There are bridges that are. There's one that's like it's got like 3 panels at the back, and it's got like weird. I don't know.
Okay, interesting.
Regardless, I don't know if we should include it. I don't think we should.
Fair enough. All right, thanks, Ray. Put it on the list.
And Matthew DeFreitas, just wait, be patient. It's coming. Anyway, not on this list, but it is. You'll see it sooner than later.
Like I haven't got Horizons Bridge on this list.
Yeah, I know. It shouldn't. It's fine.
I also kind of want to redesign it now because I did that a long time ago. I've got better since.
And now you've seen the Foley Bridge and you're like, huh.
That's totally what happened. Pasteur!
The past year,
Which,
yes.
again, tremendous when you start going through these. Look, it's the Enterprise C Bridge. Kind of. But there are new chairs! Well, there are Excelsior chairs with different front back thing. They feel different. Good for them. This is the first introduction of that front helm. It's great, very defiant, but not. I really like the back consoles. The way they're integrated is different yet the same. The way they're connected, there's a sleekness to it. It's got kind of like a brig vibe. Those side beams. They've stripped out all the doors, which I guess they can do because the doors are originally on the sides. I don't remember a front shot, so I can't judge. Although I would have preferred a bit more originality for a ship at the end of the show, but you know, it felt good in the episode.
I like it for what it is, though. It
Yes.
is a medical ship, and it seems like the command center of like a medical ship. It feels like what it's supposed to be. And if you didn't know, look at all the medical symbols around the captain. A little bit of overkill, but
I wonder if each of them you can like open up and like there's a store cupboard of stuff in them.
probably.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
First aid kits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does what it says it's supposed to do, and that's fine. I love the colors. It feels very,
Yeah, the
hospital-like.
cool blues was actually a nice difference. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels very hospital-like, and that's kind of the point.
It's tricking
So,
you. It's tricking you. You know what I
Yeah.
will say, and I think I never thought this until today. What they should have done, and see if you agree with me, is build some wall pieces. Doesn't matter if there's nothing in them. Make them panels, whatever. To give those edge walls. So you see where the front has a curve. Continue that curve further with wall pieces to imply a ball, like a sense of that versus those hard edges. Because the front had been like a semicircle ball vibe, and the back had been consoles. You would have had a kind of a like, because that I think would have made it a little more custom. Because it's a ball, it doesn't have to be more curved. But had you incorporated any of that, would have been nice.
Cosmo says, okay, this might be a stupid question, but where is this located? On top of the sphere or inside the sphere? I think it's probably inside the sphere for this
I think
one.
it's on the top actually.
The original Daedalus class had them on the top. Or, no, they didn't. According to the blueprints, I think they're on deck 4 or something like that for the bridge.
Yeah, Pasteur's at the top.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yo, bridge module. I love how you search Pasteur and we're like the 8th thing that comes up.
Yay.
Yeah, this is a nice bridge. It is simple like Raven. It's not got the same original vibe, but simplicity works well here. It probably could have done with some side LCAR, even just printouts of like medical data. Because if you're doing triage, or if you're doing like you jump into a fleet formation and there's 10 ships all damaged, you could really do with Crush having these giant displays either side to look at data. Not data, Brent Spiner, but like computer data. That I think was a missed opportunity. But do we ever see the sides in the episode? I don't even know, right? Like, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of these are extrapolations
Yeah.
from
which is
what
fair.
we didn't see.
You know, I want to give this a high C as my gut. I'm not sure why, but I think there's a.
Oh, I agree. I was
Okay.
going to say C. So
It's missing that little secret sauce on the side to make it that medical feel.
that's called blood or plasma.
Actually, you know what? This might sound stupid, and tell me if it does.
If it's coming from you,
There
probably.
we go. All it needed, like if you're in basicest thing possible, right? That you see those two side walls, just have like attach the wall medical kits, a row, like a rack of them, like 7, 8,
Yeah.
9, 10. That's it, just to imply
No.
ready to go.
Yep. Yeah, actually, yeah, that blank gray wall
Yeah.
there have like 6 medical packs with like a red cross on them and two transporter pads underneath.
Oh,
For emergency, like we got to get down to
Oh,
the
I like
triage
that.
center.
Oh, I
We got to
like
get
that,
across to a
yeah.
ship. Because she's the captain. She's also like one of the lead doctors, I would assume. So that would be
Yeah.
cool.
they probably had that in the prop cupboard, but hey ho.
All right, so throw that in C.
I'm doing well with super chats, guys, but keep up your thoughts and comments.
Yeah. Next
Ooh,
up.
let's see how the poll's doing as well. With 85 people here, welcome. Join us on Sunday for a very fun Drunkyards. I've got uniforms ready to have, I've got props, I've got costumes. Fun to be had. We asked you all 1 hour ago, Voyager or E? Which do you prefer? A very close result with 105 votes is the Enterprise E that wins with a slither at 52%. It's Voyager at 48. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. DGR Blue. High C, like Ecto Cooler. Yeah, every time he says high C, I think of the drink as well. It's fine. Every time it goes through my head. Um, so yeah, he's going to throw up a new poll. Guys, hit that like button. 85 of you here, which is awesome. I want to try to get to 80 likes. It's only 4 more. I think we can do it. And if you're new here, or even if you've been here a while, make sure you're subscribed. YouTube tends to unsubscribe people, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the bell notification icon to all so you don't miss any content, because we do a lot of content. And have been for 9.5 years now. We got a great big catalog of back catalog of videos to do. So, yeah.
Oops. All right.
Poll is up. New poll is up. USS Defiant or USS Cerritos? Go vote.
Bridges, of course.
I like how the Defiant has an exclamation point in Cerritos. Is like, nah, you didn't deserve one.
Caught that, did you?
Yeah, I did. It's not subtle.
Thanks, man.
All right, so the Dauntless.
And again,
Prodigy.
Bridges for it. Ah, yes. I'll let you go first this one, Stuart.
I absolutely love this bridge. It is a new take on the bridge. Very bright and well lit. I think it's fantastic. That captain's chair is a nice look as well, and it feels like a command center. It doesn't just feel like a bridge. It feels like maybe a fleet operations ship, because it just the way it's laid out and just those curved walls, the brightness of it is really cool. So I really like this one, and as much as I hate the Dauntless class, I really like the bridge. So
both of them.
Yeah, it goes to show you that my bias doesn't extend to certain things. So no, I think this is cool. It's a neat take on it, and it's Prodigy, so it's like the newest of new Starfleet, and it's kind of like the way things are heading. Plus, the Elcars being the purple that they are, I really dig the colors on the Elcars. So yeah. There you go.
So this is now, yes, you could say, oh, it's just the Dauntless from Voyager. Yes and no. We built the Dauntless from Voyager as a random, let's see if we can build it, before we knew this was the Voyager bridge, which was wonderful timing, because we found schematics, and it's actually a lot more different than you think. They changed, I'm going to say, 20 subtle things. There were distinct changes, and when we built it, or rebuilt it, I should say, or modified it, I did a proper side-by-side and thought, oh, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Not in a mean way, just unless you really properly look. And I like almost all the differences. They're subtle, but it's actually design choices. They could have one-to-one it. They didn't. It was obviously 93% the same, but, yeah, I really like this bridge. It feels hyper-advanced. It feels hyper-advanced, hyper-sleek. It feels big, but in a Starfleet way. Like, the open, friendly kind of way. It's hard to express. And it has that fun contrast of the hyper-advanced, tremendous panels on the side, which are curved, touch here, look here, or neither. And the back ones, which are his cabinets, which I feel hyper-old. But they're just doing different things, right? One is set for science, one is set for engineering. There's some, what the engineering are like connected, hardwired to the ship. The other ones are free float. Like, I sense some logic there, right? The cutout's great, the step's nice. It's hard to see here, but there's more detail than you think. I like texturing the different layers of the carpet's a good choice. The different shades, it's like 3 shades of orange and yellow is nice. I love the front console. It is Equinox, it's Prometheus. A little bit different for this one, but not a lot. It's really good. It's very broad. Versus the original Dauntless, which had no view screen, which you don't really think about until you have a view screen. They just shoved a giant curved view screen in the front, and it's a nice, beautiful, giant, but not too giant view screen. It's that fine line of being silly, but not, and it looks tremendous. It's super simple and super nice, and even something obnoxious as having grated steps kind of adds something with this giant light panel behind it for some reason. And if you recall, I told the story previously, but this was so advanced for the design crew on Voyager to do curved walls, because that was the directive. They're not actually walls. They were cloth. They built the pillars and then put cloth between and lit the cloth, because they couldn't build walls. That's why it's so sleek, because it's lit cloth.
You could say they built it whole cloth.
Yes. I had a special book that showed it in mid, and it's fun. It was before it was finished. There's just like 6 beams on a simple, because without the walls, right, it's just beams and some flooring, the easy stuff, right, conceptually, to easier stuff. The walls are what's difficult, all those compound curves, whatever. So very, very clever. When you do it in 3D, it's just a wall. I really like it. It feels advanced. It's still Star Trek, it's still Starfleet. Really like it. Dare I say our first S?
Oh, I was going to say S for this one.
Because it has a real charm to it.
Yeah. And it's the next era of Starfleet, in my opinion. So
I do also like the purple L cars. You are right. They work really well. They're not too garish. Yeah. They're like Prodigy, Protostars one can be. These are quite like. Yeah.
And Ray Ricks, with all the squares on the wall, it feels like the TARDIS. That's why Sam likes it so much, probably.
It adds a nice structure to it. I don't know. It kind of works. Works. It was a really, fun set to build and to see. I've done several films. It's a really nice set to have.
General Grievous, the captain chair feels a bit like a dentist's office chair. But other than that, I really like this bridge. Yeah, I never really thought about that till you said that. But yeah, it does feel like a dentist's chair for sure.
And we have already seen this chair before in other bridges. Another bridge redress. They did change. Obviously, this was obviously a fresh build CG, but it is different to the one from Dauntless itself. It's not that different, but it's some it's not super comfortable looking, but that's okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Nice.
You didn't think I was going to say S for that one, did you?
I thought I'd have to fight them more. Yeah.
The Obina class.
Take it away.
So this is an Excelsior variant. Well, it's a new ship, but it's very much like the Excelsior. And again, the color palette in this one is great. Darker colors and the purple, I think, really works. It doesn't feel like an Excelsior bridge. I mean, the only thing that really does is the MSD behind her, like Captain Sulu. But it has a definite... Yeah. Has a very TNG vibe with those front consoles. And I think it actually works out really well. The light on her step, nice touch. And also different kind of style for the railing things. The way they angle is it's kind of the opposite of what it used to be, which is a nice touch. Again, very well lit, and the purple L-cars on the black just really works for me. It's kind of my jam. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, this is them having fun.
Yeah,
you can tell, and it was a really fun when we did our episode on it because they do a lot of views. They built a full bridge, and it's a cartoon, right? But they built a simple 3D bridge. It's got a giant skylight room, which you look at. It's odd. It is an Excelsior mostly, but also really different. It's got padding of more like the E with a giant, but also crappy looking MSD. Giant borders. I don't understand. I don't really love this all subtle stuff, but how much space there is between the two turbolift doors and the pillars. It feels like it's your mum's house and there's wall space as you want to cover with stuff. Like there's just too much empty space. They could easily have put the pillars closer, big MSD, easy fix. That is an undeveloped back easily. But the ceiling is very E, which works well with the Excelsior variant, of course. The color palette is E. The lights in the floor, very E, love it. And yet you've got the metal flooring of the Excelsior and the carpet of the E. It's a weird hybrid, but it all does kind of work. It doesn't work amazingly, but it all does kind of work. I think the back wall is my biggest problem, like I expressed there. But it's a thanks for trying, guys, kind of bridge. Yeah.
Sean Robinson, no coffee table. Or hot chocolate table in Gomez's case.
Yeah. That's a missed trick, yeah. Good for you.
Okay. This one I want to give a solid B.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I can get behind that. It's redesigned the wheel to still be a wheel while still having different hubcaps on. Yeah.
Even the exterior is same thing.
Yeah.
Or a giant delta.
Which is... I had forgotten about that one, Stuart, and you brought me right back to reality. Thanks for that.
No problem.
Would you say high, low, or mid B?
I'd
say mid.
For me, it's mid, but it's edging towards the upper part just because I really like the color scheme and stuff. So.
Yeah, color scheme is nice.
But yeah, it's definitely mid. That's why I said a solid C.
As Bill mentioning plus or A, and I think mid.
Yeah. All right, next up is this son bitch.
Oh, now this one is a specific one. I believe this is the one that... Oh, it's the Nebula Prometheus class. Which was, I believe, one that Bashir had a thing with early DS9, which is why it's... Still, this bridge was taken down because of...
Oh, when he was Vantica?
Maybe? I don't know. Maybe?
I don't know. Yeah, okay. At first glance, I love this one. The thing behind the captain being just that is interesting because that is what JJ Enterprise basically has behind the captain, just weird nothingness. But yeah, small and interesting standing consoles there. They're not the typical TNG style.
I believe they're cargo bay consoles.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're standing consoles with a box around the body. Which is probably more likely, to be fair.
Yeah. That is the ship that the Terraformer used. Let there be light.
Yeah, I think it's the stand-in DS9. We've still got a bridge set, but also it's still the old bridge. I mean, the grilling's weird. It's entirely unstructured, right? Having this weird grill pattern. It's dynamic in a crap way. I don't know if it's intentional, but clearly they've pulled stuff straight out of the A. You've got the two back consoles, clearly just the A consoles with that padding, if you recall the red padding that we saw in the previous one, and with the wall pieces, again, from Excelsior and A. So that's fine, right? Older thing. Consoles, the other stuff, just like the every other of the era. No view screen, they've entirely ignored that from this, which kind of makes it feel more broad, because some of these versions have that curved in. This has a flat, which I actually like in this context. But let's be honest, it's a juxtaposition okay, right? Elements don't quite connect, but it's also it's a lo-fi bridge. I get it, right? I get it.
For me, it's our first D.
Okay, why D over Battle Bridge version 1 in a C? Why is it worse? Because they're not similar, but they're both kitbashy.
I don't know. I just don't like it as much.
Is
Lack of railings there, and those consoles I'm not a huge fan of. And the lack of anything interesting to look at behind the captain, even though, like you said, it's kind of dynamic, but not. It's for me, I feel like we need a D in that.
Well, we are getting a D soon, but it might not be.
Well, that won't be in the D slot though.
I will agree with you. I wouldn't necessarily agree with you, but I'll agree with you in the sense that this much of a Federation bridge, where all real estate is important, to have grilling, have you got nothing better to put there? If this was the Raven Bridge, I'm like, okay,
and
lazy and simple, but it's not. It's like a Nebula or some bigger ship.
And is it just me, or did the designer, I don't know, was he on something when he designed it? Because look at those two front consoles; they both have the thing on the right hand side.
That's a draw issue, because they don't have you can't just mirror a console. Well, I guess they could have moved the Season 1 console and the Season 3 console. I guess it must be a drawing error, because I did just notice that as you were saying it, which is very weird.
I'm gonna throw it in D for now. We'll see.
I'll agree with you, but just is still a just. I know why, right? I know why.
Yeah. All right. Well, this one might be interesting to see people's opinions on.
Imagine if we get 6 Ds in a row.
Well, yeah. This is the
Protostar's
Bridge. Now, this is really unique for multiple reasons. That captain's chair is an odd clamshell shape. The vastness of this bridge is also silly. The way that there's big trench things around the outside. Okay, it's weird because I love the Prometheus and I love this bridge, but I don't
Protostar.
Yes, sorry, the Protostar. Yes, I love the Protostar. I love this bridge, but I'm not necessarily going to rank this highly for bridges. I do love the L cars on it. The blue, I think, pops really well, but it is kind of boring and muddy at times. But there's no change in color. Throw some green or some purple in there to it's an odd choice. Um, oh my goodness! Plus the wraparound window. Again, nice touch. It is a experimental class of ship as well. You got to take that into consideration. But it just seems like such a weird direction to go, and that captain's chair is just—it's so unique. It's too unique in the realms of captain's chairs. I don't know what to necessarily say about this one.
Guys, super chat your thoughts. This might need to be a what do you guys think? I am freaking torn on this, as you can imagine, right? I know this bridge very well now, as you well know, Stuart. Very, very, very well. So I've gained a lot of affinity for angles on this bridge, for various reasons. I like the light.
Is it as big as it looks?
No, this is a shitty. This is the best broad shot. It's really not. There is a lot of wasted space, but everything's on levels, so it's not meant to be space. It's meant to be walk around space, because this is the caveat of caveats. It's not fully finished. It's experimental. It's a drive. It's not even a real ship. It's a drive test ship. Like, I would love, and I don't think we're gonna see it necessarily ever, a proper 1.0 of this with the carpets, like fill in those goddamn open console light blinky bullshits. They don't mean anything. Close them up. Stop it. And why is there plating on the floor with rivets? Like, it looks like such a step backwards in terms of design. Like, such a fundamental NX era rough metal ship.
Well, you think it's unfinished because it is a prototype.
That's
and
what
it
I
is
mean.
An experimental
That's
ship.
the caveat. Like, if you finished it, make it clean with carpet, it would look weird, right? Because we associate. But the fact that it is this giant open space, it will never be a normal looking bridge because it's so custom, and you're never going to change that. I really like the side consoles. I think they're beautiful. They curve, love them. Cam's chair is pure garbage. It's also designed for Dahl and Gwen's height. So you put a real person, a real human, like the backrest goes up to like the middle of your back. You'd have to like lean back like this to like it's terrible. It's not a real chair. It's designed for, because it had, like, they knew for a fact Dahl is going to sit in that chair. It's got to look good for Dahl. He is like 5'2".
Well, they do have Chakotay sitting in it. We do see that
Briefly, yes, but not enough for them to say we'll design it for a human. So it's broken in that regard, and it's a weird, stupid design. And there's also, if you look, there's a giant light step below it, just shooting up. Very strange, but it's charming.
This is from the game.
This is from the game.
Yeah,
it cannot be better than this, obviously, but it is charming. But every caveat under the sun, and it's not as obnoxious as the Enterprise G Titan, because that is properly reflective. This is actually not that reflective. Actually, it's metally, but a good. What do you guys think?
We got a AAA from Ozzy.
Oh,
an F for Matt. This is both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, back to back.
F with like 4 exclamation points.
And this is goddamn sexy to look at from outside looking in.
Yeah.
Really nice. Really flows well.
We got a D.
Oh man, it's such a fixed scale for this one, as in, like, you know,
I don't want to give it an F because I love Protostar and I love Prodigy so much.
And why the hell are there 2-step circle corridor things? Because they go down to the second level where there's a turbo lift. It's like,
yeah.
Why? Either low C or D, because I've just said that. Because there's so much empty space and so much wasted space, but it's not meant to have stuff in the space.
I want to give it a D.
Yeah. But I like it more than Titan, though. But it's.
We're sorry, Aaron Waldkey. We're sorry, Hagermans. I know, but we love your show. Maybe a C minus.
Yeah, C. Oh, okay, guys. I want to be. Let us make it a C, right? I want to make it a C minus, but it's got so many weird things which make it a D. Please, someone vote and make it a C or a D. And my version looks better than this as well. Than the. Do I have a better shot of it at hand?
A strong D+. Yeah.
Yeah, but it has so many nice angles, and like there's a few shots I've done of like looking at the side, where Zero is looking out towards it. It looks great. It's
You know
so
what
many
brings
nice
it up
angles.
to you know what brings it up to an A for me is when they have the TOS consoles on there, because then it becomes an A for sure.
That's an S, man. Any TOS bridge set looks S.
Well, I didn't want to push it that far.
That one moment is S.
Okay,
Triple
I'm
S.
not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree. But I didn't want my bias to influence it.
It
So I
was
was
pure
tempering
beauty.
it a tad.
Pure beauty.
Ray Rick's 5 pounds. Like everything on this ship, it's all prototype. It's like the in-universe designers thought, you only live once. Let's go crazy. I like it C tier. Okay, we'll put it C tier.
Phew.
Yeah.
Let me
I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But I do love it. But in relation to everything else we've looked at, it's such an odd anomaly.
Obviously, we're biased.
A little bit. We love Prodigy.
Let me just throw in just for some contrast factor, just briefly, to see what it can look like in a real life setting. So of course we only got animation, and we only got just for the audience to see if you would all change your vote a little bit, is what I'm saying. You might not, you probably won't, but let me know if this is at all tweaking your scoring. So here's a shot of me on the bridge in live action. How do you think that looks with the proper depth of field and all the effect work? And
well, it's kind of hideous, but look past the foreground and look at everything else, guys.
It's not.
See, it looks good. It looks good. It just looks odd.
It's obviously too monochrome. It could do with more LCARs, but it's not that reflective. Obviously, this is my version, I suppose, but I'd use the settings that they sort of had. It's like it's a good level of metal, not metal. Angles are great. The depth's great. It progresses well through the set. Like, it's not the best thing ever, but you know, here's a shot from the front. Again, you never see this in the show. It shows how all the light, whatever, and the depth, and you see the view. It's really cool. You know, there's weird steps to the front that are just over designed for some reason.
Unhighlighted on your side, you got a purple highlight around it.
And then just for funsies, it's the same film. Just show you how good this one looks. Look how hot stuff that Dauntless looks. Look at that.
Yeah,
That's great.
Ozzy throws in $5 and says triple A, so we can move it up to
one.
B. All right, it'll get there eventually.
Yeah, it's true. You can all push it up if you want to. For Aaron! Coach Aaron comes in Super That's 10 just to move it to an S.
I don't want to watch this and see where we put it. It's like... All right, next.
Next. Yep. Voyager!
Voyager. This is an S for me. I really like the design of Voyager and the functionality of it. Also, the captain and the commander's chairs being where they are. I don't know what to say. It's great. The little cubbies with their multiple controls. It's just fantastically designed. And it's so cool, the layout of it, you know, off to the captain's ready room, off to the briefing room, the hallway.
Yeah.
There's like a lot there. It's a shame that this set got wrecked, man.
Yeah, it's a really nice set. It's a properly designed set where Rick and the team went form follows function and the classic Voyager aesthetic with TNG aesthetic. Because John came in the movies and then did his own thing for the E, right? It's his own thing. This is a continuation of the TNG logic applied to a more sexy thing. So it's not overly consoled, but there's lots of consoles, right? Nice back wall, which looks great just as static or as people there. Looks great. Tremendous MSD. Love the two back consoles for the two very important people, which have both active consoles and behind them, a lot of work service with this chair. Their own cubbies, as you said. Lovely lighting. I like the two layers. The little homage to the horseshoe, but feels original. It blends in well. It keeps the movie era railing vibe, but gives it the horseshoe and also the thing on console, which 7 users looks great. The 2 people at the front, bit odd. Both are off center, bit odd. It's okay, right? Gives it some different, gives it some depth. Cool. And 2 little other seats either side, fellow peel a la D. The 2-stepped approach to the bottom zone for Paris. And those are quite deep steps, actually, if you look at them. Okay. I guess it has to be for the seeing the view screen, but it's like, okay, just go down there. Go down there, pilot. Go down. But it's actually kind of cool. I love the lighting on the floor. The subtle consoles, the engineering on either side. Lovely little consoles. There's a lot of Defiant inspiration in that. For a little you see them. Really nice. View screen's tremendous. Beautiful. Yeah, all many doors, but they don't feel... wow, there's so many doors. They're all in little cubby holes. They all have little usage. Yeah, brilliant. It's sleek, it's advanced. It's surprisingly colourful, yet monotone. That's what the L cars do in the uniforms. And it's the epitome of a advanced but not busy set.
And nicely lit. It's quite a nice... It's dark, but not. It's
well, it works. Red alert, really dark, but still bright enough. Normal, beautiful, bright lit. Yeah, I mean, this is an S. It's great. And still being simple.
And Ray Rick's talking about the Prometheus or the Protostar bridge. Yep. Oh my God, £2. It reminds me of the weird Odyssey bridge in STO.
Yeah.
And Ray Rick's also £5. Voyager S best bridge. Yeah, not gonna get an argument from us.
And Sonar says, a lot of consoles for a ship with 140 people, no? You say that, but if over half of them are scientists, then, like, it'd be yes if that was a tactical ship with, like, 120 soldiers, but, you know, it depends what the mission profile is. You know, if you're a pure science research ship, you would have a lot of science consoles, you know? It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, let's see. It's got to resize that because that's fucky. There we go.
Lot of broadness here. This is super interesting.
All right, next up, we're going to pull in another S. The Classic Enterprise D. What else to say? They remade it for Picard Season 3 for a reason.
Now, this is the time that everyone should super chat $1. Is your glass to the D?
Yeah,
you can say I'm panhandling, but you know what I mean. This is our 7-year boy right there. Cheers to the D.
If you don't put $1 super chat in, you hate the D bridge. It's that easy.
No, it's pure beauty. It's curved, but not too curved. I love the fact that it's two levels, but there's no steps. Beautifully integrated. Everything's beautifully just into it. I say the consoles are fresh and new and sleek, but not too sleek. The fact that the way they sit at the front is unusual and quite comfy. Love the back wall. It's integrated yet advanced. The chairs being put in, beautifully functional. Again, Andrew thinks about this stuff. The horseshoe is gorgeous, weird as hell, but you sort of forget it after a while. It just blends in so tremendously well. The fact the middle bit, the fact that the chairs are angled to each other, so clearly it's not about the secondary officers looking at the view screen. It's about them talking to the captain. It's a pit to discuss things. It's like a meeting room in itself, while still being looking forward. Right? There's a logic beyond a logic there. Love the side consoles. Love the view screen. All the doorways are tremendous. Padding. There's not a lot of details there, but they're all well thought out and nice. And in 4x3 it looks good. In the movie it looked good, although very dark. And in my fan films, it's always a joy to render on this bridge. Any chance I get, with any actor, any film. I'm going to bring up a shot from one of my films just because it's just always nice.
We don't have to keep piling on. It's already an S. Ray Ricks, £5. S, enough said. Area 51, $1. TB member for 41 months at the rank of ensign. Thank you very much, ensign.
Thank you.
D equals S. Yeah.
Yes. It's just goddamn sexy.
Yippers. Let me move her off there. I guess Sam's going to be bringing something in. Hit that like button. I want to get to 100
Awesome.
likes. We have 90 likes for 10 away. If you haven't hit the like button, do so now. Consider joining the channel. Do all the things. Super chat in. Only Area 51 and us and Ray Ricks love the Enterprise D Bridge. Everybody else hates it, except for TB. He's showing his support. So,
Like, tell me it doesn't look great and anamorphic without anything weird going on.
it does, yeah.
Like, I mean, I know I'm slightly biased to this angle, but it's filling the frame. There's stuff going on. It's a bit darker than you'd normally go, Stuart. Turns out if you throw on the top light too bright, it looks silly. So balancing it, and you want those shadows.
Sonar tax law, $2. Pour one out for the D. Yes.
Yeah. Really?
And third super chat on a live stream. Congratulations for your third super chat.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
D should be S plus. Yeah, well, yeah, sure. All right, next.
All right.
What is next? Let's move on. Getting near the end here.
Those are weird chairs at the back. Goodness.
Yeah. What is this?
Oh, this is the one they fought. This is the Hathaway where they fought Picard.
Oh yeah.
Because they got Worf's tactical console thing.
You got the captain's chair beside the console chair.
Yeah,
It's
let me
quite
confirm
interesting.
that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I think so too.
Where is it? It's like an entire boatload of these.
Ozzy, member for 49 months at the rank of Federation Council. Today is fish and chips with blood wine and prune juice, Canada hot dogs with cookies. Perfect.
All right. Now we know. The important question
After the battle.
GI know.
Oh, see, funny.
This is actually a good bridge. And it's funny because it is Enterprise C bridge, but it also isn't. And it's amazing how just by shifting that front console to the back middle, I should say, makes it instantly more Enterprise D-like, instantly. And I don't mind having the helm next to the captain. It's a little bit odd. I probably should a little bit further back, but I don't mind it. And those side consoles are shoved to the corners, like, okay, sure. But it feels kind of Voyager, right? What do you think?
Yeah, I like the unique layout of that captain's chair, and the red console's nice pop. I don't know. There's a lot I like about it, but the problem is I don't have a small version of this.
I know.
I will fix that.
But I like the C background pieces in general. I'm just a fan of that arrangement. But it's good in the episode. I like how, again, I've said this previously, but you can trick the brain to think as curved surfaces, having just two ready to go flat railings and then just put them at angles. Well, you got curves. No, you haven't. It gives it the vibe, though. Yeah, I think this is, having seen like this is one of my favourite of this variant. And it does, actually, we talked about this earlier, feel far more Constellation to me. This is more how I pictured it. There's a lot more going on, a lot more work. I buy it. I buy it a lot more. I kind of want to give us a mid to high B.
No, me too. Yep. Yeah. It's a nice look. And it's unique. It kind of stands out for a bunch of different reasons, which is nice.
They're just shoving stuff on screen. Sort of unique. But yeah. Yeah. It's not it's what? Oh, you did. Oh, yeah, you already used the one. Ha! There was a small one. You already used it. It was the first one.
Yeah. So was it on there twice then?
Nope. It's just you pulled the wrong Stargazer variant thing in because they all look so similar.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get rid of that then.
Yes.
Where's the other one? Well, there is no other one, so...
B!
It's a B.
I guess I could go to the start of the live and see what do we mean to put there, because the big one's going to be... Yeah, I'll do that, Adam. Just for continuity of whatever, because we are recorded here.
Sure.
I can talk about the E for a while.
Patrick James throws in $50. Mwah.
Oh, damn.
Amazing. I like every single Star Trek bridge, and I don't have a favorite. Star Wars bridges suck.
There
I'm gonna heart that. I'm gonna heart that one because that's hilarious and awesome at the same time.
And please join in or do the other sci-fi universes so you can f away the Star Wars bridges. Thank you, that's amazing. Please jump on our drunk yards on Sunday. Throw some shots our way as well because that's some fun things planned. Stuart, what was actually meant to be there was the Battle Bridge Mark II, which also had the red railings.
Yeah, but we don't have a small picture for it. So
I will make one now as you bring the next one in.
All righty. This is the Enterprise E.
This is the Insurrection version, yes.
Insurrection version. Okay. I kind of... I don't know if I like this better with this carpet or not. Kind of like the blue carpet. I don't know. I was just never a fan of the E bridge. It just... Something about it just doesn't feel right to me. I do like the position of the captain's chair and the two other chairs beside him here, but... This is one with the holographic wall. No, that's First Contact. Holographic view screen.
Yes.
So let's see.
Yeah, it's.
Okay,
yeah.
We did have a small version of that. That's
Well, I just put it there. Yes. Yeah, it is the E. I prefer the carpeting. I think it's nicer with a more general vibe. Clearly, this is what continues on to like the era Titan, right? That's what people associate. And I prefer the view screen versus the wall. So that gets points for me. And this is what I tend to build when we build them. It's very similar, but the fact that the view screen is entirely different means it should be higher for me. So I think whatever I gave the E, it's either one higher or at the top of that because the view screen is just better.
Well, we gave that an A, so this is an S.
Top A. Top of the A. It's the front, unlike Voyager, which has well balanced space, give or take. The front of E is so empty. It's so strange. Yeah, sorry. The first, but I think it's unremarkable. Yeah, doing this with you, it's like it didn't stand out as much. I thought people were gonna like jump to it and rah, but A is still tremendous, but yeah. Equinox. Yes, this is the kit bash of the Prometheus. What's stupid about this one, I hate, is that you can't see here, but if you look at the back wall, you can see a set of consoles, right?
Yeah.
Either side of the turbolift, there's a console. However, after the turbolift consoles, there is blank wall for a slot. It just pure blank wall and then a view screen. So they removed consoles from Prometheus and just had a blank wall. A blank wall. I know it's an Equinox, but the bridge is goddamn fucking huge for an Equinox. Because obviously it was Prometheus, right? Bigger ship. It's too big. It's horrendously big for an Equinox size. The chairs are horrible. The front two chairs, I hate them. They're so shitty looking. I like the console in the middle, that's fine. The chairs are different according to this. I don't know if they were, but they are here. They also cut up the Prometheus front console, simpler, which I get, that's fine. And they've obviously given a Voyager double step. Like Voyager Equinox for Prometheus, that makes sense. It's fine. So it's much more Voyager-y, which is great. It's more leveled that way. But the tiny steps on the edge are horrendous. They're so small. It's odd. It's too big for the class of ship. So much bigger than it needs to be. Thoughts?
I always liked it in the show.
It was destroyed though. It looked great when it was banged up.
Yeah. Wow. I can give you my rating. I don't have much else to say about it.
Sure.
I do like the command chair and stuff, but
So they voided up their Prometheus set, which is
Yeah.
great because it means you have that sort of TMP movie style setup, but now with Voyager aesthetic. So it makes a lot of sense. But again, the steps are horrendous, the sides, and why the hell are empty consoles and it's too big. That's, you know, what they had to go on. It's dumb.
I think a C is appropriate. I mean, it's not awful.
Yeah, I'd be C or a B. It could be the lowest of Bs because it's still a solid bridge. I like the new detailing because it gives a Voyager vibe. But C, very high C, very low B. Where would we put Prometheus? A.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think. Well, we didn't put ProStar at B, but I like it more than the Titan Bridge. This is where contrast is important.
So you want it on B for now?
Yes.
So we got one more left after this one.
Yes, I think we're starting to find some cracks in the armor here.
Yeah, there'll be some refinement of this list at the end for sure.
Sam, it's exactly as big as the Grissom Bridge, isn't it? Don't know. Well, we saw the Grissom was smaller than apparently the refit, so I don't even know the size of that bridge. It's really big. I mean, it's a heavy cruiser size.
All right, and the final bridge is
all right,
an S tier bridge with changes. This is the Generations bridge, which I really like. I do like the steps up to the captain's chair, like they raised it a little bit in the horseshoe, and I do like the side panels. I don't know. See, I'm comparing it to the yesterday's Enterprise bridge. I really like that one for its militaristic feel. This one I like as much, if not maybe a little better, because it retains a lot of the Enterprise D. I like the side panels. What can I say? It adds more character to the bridge, and there's some really cool display the graphics that they have on there as well. So any graphics that show the ship outline I like. So yeah, I like the Generations bridge personally. I don't think Sam likes it as much, so it'll be interesting to see what he says about it. How he
for me for me it's one of those things where additions take away from it, mostly just because the overall vibe is now so different. The consoles on the side look nice in theory, but they make too much of a visual clone to the back. It's not got its own identity, the actual full consoles. Of course, this goes into the E, so you can say it is the E, but this came first. I like the wraparound console a lot, so it's used on the E. That, if they just had the single console there, maybe, cool. But the raised step is so goddamn dangerous. Look at that. It's like a hard edge. You're absolutely gonna fall off that or like step off it. It's so, especially how thin it is because there was entirely limited. So that is just dangerous.
Yeah.
And looks poorly thought out because it wasn't thought out. It was how can we add, right? It's like the Excelsior refit. It's not a thought out. It's an addition, right? The step is fine. Why a step? There's no reason for it, you know, like actual reason for it. It's just change. But you know, Worf gets a seat, and the seats obviously get taken for the E. You know, like it's for me it's inferior because it's just not working quite as well. But it's still close, obviously.
Well, Mario says I think this is a better than the base D.
Good
yeah,
for
this
you.
is an A or a B.
I mean,
S minus, A plus. I'm kind of there as well.
I'm happy to give it an A because
Yeah,
it's
fine with that.
flawed in certain ways, but the ways it is now flawed are cool for me, if that makes sense. Well, I think if I was doing this differently, I would change it so minimally. But I know they filmed this right from All Good Things because they did their own modifications. They're all a little bit different, I believe, but they probably just said, well, we only got a week, like 4 days to modify this. If that, you know, how can we take the ideas of that bridge and then tweak it? So it wasn't properly designed. It was sort of, what can we do? Although I don't remember if the side consoles actually had monitors in or they're just static. Can't remember.
They had monitors in them. Totally did. I hate the way Google Slides works sometimes. Hold on a second.
And Gorgonzola, the Grissom Bridge is from Star Trek 3, but that bridge was destroyed because it was like rain damage. So 4 and 5 actually new bridges, so it's actually a different design. And the Grissom bridge instead isn't a full bridge. They used consoles and made a wall bridge, so it's not a full bridge. If it was the 6 bridge is the Excelsior, is the B, is, but not the Grissom or the A or the original refit, or the refit originally. Yeah.
Yeah.
They lose the set midway. So our battle bridge changes, and then the Enterprise C looks different because that's the between of getting destroyed, which is good for the show because it created an instant variety point. Not always looking the same.
Somebody asked if you could put them side by side, so...
Yeah, because the step removes the sleekness entirely. And the side consoles, it instantly looks massively less sleek and organic. And without...
The colors are better. On the carpet, I think.
For which?
Yeah, Generations one.
Well, they also changed the carpet a lot in...
They did,
So
yeah.
I won't speak to that. But there's also, a lot of E in there.
Ray Ricks, 5 pounds. Jordy obviously hated the side consoles and stairs as he removed them when he rebuilt it.
Yes.
All right, we'll put it at an A tier. That's fine.
Well, it's like we've said, he worked on that one for 7 years. He worked on that one for like a week or a month, right? He's never going to think of that. And engineering, he works there most of the time. Wow, no Fs, 1D.
Well, the D is even questionable. I just wanted the 1 in D slot.
Okay, Brett, put up a 4-minute timer.
Wait a minute, we killed him. He's gone.
No.
He's not here right now.
Okay, we'll give everyone 2 minutes, 3 minutes to have your changes of the community list. Anything you want to move, let us know right now. This is your one chance, and then we're going to rejigger. I think you'll have thoughts. We'd love Common 5, so any movings would be good. Anything you want to know what you guys think as a general list, and we'll do some fast. I do think there's some shifting that needs to be done here. So let us know. We'll give you another minute or 2 to decide.
And hit that like button if you haven't while you're at it. But yeah, if you want to move anything, now's the chance. Make sure you vote in the poll as well, which we should probably end because we always forget.
Yep.
So winner. Let's see. Yeah, the Defiant might win. I'm just saying.
But if you vote now, you might be able to turn the tide.
Yeah. The Defiant has 82%. The Cerritos is at 18%.
I might have been slightly sending the Cali out to pasture
with
that one, but
yeah, for sure.
You
didn't send it out to pasture. You took it behind the barn with a shotgun. Is what you did. But that's okay.
Yeah. Soz. So yes, we'll give you guys a couple minutes to give us some swaps if you all feel.
Well, a minute. We're not going to take a couple minutes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, any improvements or changes to the list? This is the community list after all, so
you guys get to... You guys can stack. So if you all vote for one, it'll shift. Yes. Or do we once again get it all correct? We have done it before where everyone's like, yes, perfect. Oh, okay. No one has
Protostar's least liked Trek should be at the bottom. No.
Tell us.
I see what you mean, but at the same time, we had it at C, and it got bumped up to B with a super chat. So,
but as with anything, I've worked on that bridge. I know it really well. It's gonna change your experience, right? Whatever you say, working on something that way. It's, had this been pre-Enterprise C, you had a miniature, you'd probably put that much lower, much lower.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do poll.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Just a quick one.
Are you joining us for Sunday's Drunkyards? Yes or no? Go vote. It'll be at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I think. That's the way.
Yes. We can vote now. Just, during the day part, you guys know we're doing much earlier, and we sort of end them around the normal time, or give or take. And Sylvia's there, the Admiral. That's exciting. And the Ambassador is in Rome, I believe, or an Italian country, Italian place currently. But we're trying to get Marie on for one before too long. Not sure when. Multiple weekends doing multiple things, but it is on the cards. Ooh, Jamie, is this the first list without an F? Yes.
It's the first list. I think there was one other one that had a no F. Just saying.
Half clap. Okay, 1 more minute, guys, and then we'll close the community poll results. I mean, hey, if you agree with us, that's awesome. We'll take it. Yeah, a lot of variety here. A lot of variety. A lot of animated. And, hey, where will the Voyager A bridge be? That's coming. Ooh. Okay.
What's up?
It's a hell of a community suggestion.
Hold on a second. Patrick James, $20. Move the D ranked bridge up. No Star Trek bridge deserves to be dissed.
Alright, straight to an S?
No, the one in D.
I know.
Let's make it up to...
They put in 20 there, didn't they?
Yeah, but I don't think he wanted moved up to S.
Oh, okay. Damn it. Raj, no Enterprise Nemesis Bridge. I mean, I don't think it's any different. Except some stabilizers. The websites don't have any separate imagery. I don't think it's actually any different. I don't think it's any different. Maybe some new paint. But at least the first contact and instruction changed a couple of things. But yeah, I guess Patrick gets in the community vote. So take a screenshot. That is the community section. Interesting. All right, Stuart. What are you vibing? What are you vibing? I mean, Protostar, I've got to put it back down to a C, haven't we? Because it does not deserve a B slot. And this is because of contrast, guys. This is just seeing them together.
Yeah. I don't see any changes. In all honesty.
I would say first contact E down to a B, because I think the addition of the view screen is enough to bump it up that much. It's just a silly idea to have no view screen, just be a wall. I think that concept enough makes that a level below.
I'll agree to that, sure.
Just get some more contrast. And then, obviously, we love Patrick, but we've got to move his back to a D. For our final rating version.
Yeah. I was kind of... Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
And I'm torn if I think Cerritos should be as a D. Because it's just too damn simple. Like, it doesn't look very nice.
Plus, it's touted even by the show's creator as like the...
You know what I mean?
Fleet,
like, there's something about it that doesn't really work as well.
Oh, I feel bad doing that, but sure.
You know what I mean, right?
I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
It still doesn't mean I don't feel bad about
Yeah,
it.
well, indeed.
Protostar and Titan Picard bridge down to D.
The Protostar has so many good angles. D feels really mean. Because it's got some good design elements. Unless we had it at D previously, I can't remember. The Titan is so annoying because, like, it's so nice in so many small ways, but as a full thing, it's got so many problems. I don't know. It's fucking reflective.
Yeah.
It's fucking reflective. It's so distracting and so dark. Is that D worthy? I don't know. What do you think? Or is it right on the line, but it's not quite over?
It's right on the line, but I don't think it quite qualifies to be D.
Yeah, I think there's too many nice little things that keep it. You know, just the fact that there's binaural circuitry, bar, bay things at the back is cool. And
Yeah, I do see arguments for the Protostar being moved down to D or even F based on everything else here, but at the same time, there are a lot of elements that are pretty interesting with it. So.
I think I would vote as well the Battle Bridge Mark 1 down to a D, because in contrast to what else is in the higher rankings, I think it is a inferior version compared. Not by a lot, but enough in this comparison scale.
I can see that argument.
Yeah. I think I'm good with that.
Yeah, there's nothing else really that I can think to see or to move there.
A lot of B's. B is the number. That's interesting. So for S, we have 3 truly original and diverse designs with a ton of character. Dauntless, Voyager, and Enterprise D. Truly creatively inspired, right? A, we've got creatively inspired, but either limitations or with things that they're doing that are a little bit different, don't work quite as beautifully. Defiant, Relativity, Prometheus, 2 different Enterprise D variants, which is fair. And E, First Contact. B has everything else. The plethora of cool, but not quite fully working. C is the stuff that has some problems, but is cool. And D is
Could be better.
Should be better.
But aren't bad.
Yeah, nothing is bad. I think if you were going with a clinical argument, you could argue that, like, Titan should be an F for visibility and reflectiveness, Prostar F for wasted space, Cerritos F for looks shitty, cartoon that's on purpose, right?
Built in a box.
Yeah, we pass Raven for being too simple, like, try harder. Like, you could argue, right, if you're going very, very, very bitchy about it. Yes, Enterprise too dark. You know, there are things, and relatively not a bridge. We're very like bitchy about it, but I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah. All right, the poll is: will you join us for Sunday's Drunkyards? 45% of you will be there.
Yeah. Hey, that's still 16 or 17 people, which we very much appreciate. Should be fun. And I have a new Stargate ship I can show. Some Blu-rays. I think I got some from Christmas. I have a show. No, I can show those as well. We'll be as a drunk. And maybe you can super chat me into spoiling my next Trek Shorts release. I'm showing some teasers. Maybe. If you care.
All right, guys, we're going to call it there. So thank you for joining us for part 2 of Bridges. Now there are alien bridges and other command things in Star Trek that will be a separate live like this. And we also have all the other franchises one that is coming up.
Probably more than one part.
Yeah, multi-parter as well.
And that'll be okay. Maybe it's like the most famous ones in one, and then stuff you guys have added, but not included in that one live in the second one. Yeah. And
next week we have on Tuesday, we're ranking Admirals.
Yes.
In a tier list. Wednesday we're doing another Trek Versus.
Yes.
And Thursday
we're
doing a TNG episode review, which is unfortunately episode 20 of season 5, which is Cost of Life. That's it.
Okay.
So anyway, tune in for next week. And this Saturday we have a release coming out as well. And Sunday is our Drunkyards. So lots going on.
Lots of us.
We want to see you guys.
We do. And thanks everyone for joining. Patrick, you're amazing. You kicked much bottom, and Ray as always, and everybody as always. Yeah. Good stuff.
So, till next time, he's Commander Cocky.
He's Captain Foley.